Hello, we're here in Milan for Design Festival, and we're at the Palazzo Serbelloni, which is a 1790s palazzo in the heart of Milan, at Sotheby's headquarters in Italy. Sotheby's are starting their design sales in 2 weeks, and so we're surrounded right now by some of the classics of Italian design from the 40s, 50s and 60s. We've got here a chandelier of mirror balls, which is illuminating all of these classics. Some of these things have been really influential, and some of the things I've never seen before, like this amazing lamp from Geoponte with its louvers and its bright orange colour. So honestly, I've never seen this lamp before in my life. Or else these brackets by Pierre Cardin. I didn't even realise that he was doing homewares. So it's kind of nice to be in the history of contemporary design here. But here are some of the things that we've been working on. I'll talk to you about this lamp here, which is part of the melt family. So it's a huge burst of melt, like a meteorite storm. But what we've done here is to add a dichroic filter to the melt lamp, so it makes these incredible psychedelic patterns inside, just by adding a filter onto the existing lamp. So in principle, we could do many, many different colors just by changing the filter. In the rest of this room, we're talking a bit more about sustainable materials and some experiments that we've been doing in a variety of materials. Like, for instance, this eelgrass. So this is a plant, or rather grass, that grows in salty water on small islands in Denmark. And it's been compressed into this new material, which is being used for insulation, but also now increasingly for upholstery. So we've done one of our early chairs, which is the bird chair, and rethought it in a material which really is very sustainable indeed. This is normally a waste material. Another example which is really fashionable at the moment is mycelium. Now, mushrooms are the big story in sustainability, and we've made these huge towers out of a mix of hemp, chaff and mycelium. Normally this material is used for packaging, but we're using it here as a scent diffuser. So if you could only smell through your digital device, you'd be able to smell this amazing aroma of turmeric. And these are kind of architectural sized scent diffusers. We've been super keen on cork for a while now. It's kind of miracle material, which is actually carbon positive. I've talked about this many times before, but we've got some new pieces here, which we're trying to push a new narrative. This large ecclesiastical candlestick, this chaise longue, big mirrors, a standing mirror as well. So we're hoping this will really set the cork world alight. These paper lanterns, which are reminiscent of lamps that I made when I first started doing lighting, using this amazing mulberry paper, which is used in Japanese architecture, specifically for the screens that divide rooms. Made from mulberry bark, it does this really beautiful diffusion. And these lamps, which are large totems, are kind of interesting because they almost like act as a window in your room, making a very big diffused light. Very lightweight, almost built like kites. I wanted to talk to you about this chair over here, which is an experiment which we've never really shown, an experiment in underwater factory production. So for a couple of years I've had a site in the Bahamas where we've been making natural concrete. And this is a very thin metal framework charged with a small amount of electricity, which has allowed us to make a natural concrete on top of this framework. It's called BioRock, and it was invented by a 70s scientist called Wolf Hilberts, who had in mind that he was going to build cities under the sea. We've managed to make a couple of chairs, and really we're showing them for the first time. This is very much more a conceptual idea, but it has big potential impacts in coral regeneration and in stopping the erosion of beaches as well. So we'll talk more about this another day. If we move into this room, we're starting to see some pieces which also talk about something I'm really keen on, which is longevity. So this chair is made from inch-thick plate steel. And it's actually cut with a flame, and it comes with a 1,000-year guarantee. Made initially for a castle in the UK called Sudeley Castle, which was 1,000 years old and has burnt down 3 times in that 1,000 years. So what we've got here is a chair that would survive all but the most extreme circumstances, where I'm prepared to give you a 1,000-year guarantee, although I probably won't be there to honour that. Seeing here a lamp which is a direct relation to the hydro chair, which we did last year. Very lightweight way of rigidizing aluminium, which makes these very soft curves. And we thought it would be ideal to make also a lamp. Its inspiration is really UFOs, unidentified flying objects, but also the big reflectors that they use on 1950s flashes when they want to illuminate something properly. So these are huge, sort of 80 centimeters in diameter, and I think will be a big success. I wanted to talk to you a bit about recycling. So these are some of the return production or failed production from our Mirrorball series. And what is kind of interesting about this is quite a lot of scrap, which gets recycled in polycarbonate. And we wanted to try out what that would look like in a 100% recycled lamp. Specifically, this one here, which is the Mirrorball, which is one of our earliest successes, which we're now suggesting could be made, and I think the quality is good enough, out of 100% recycled polycarbonate. I wanted to talk to you last but not least about the rubber S-chair. Now the S-chair's followed me around for the last 20 or 30 years, and I thought this year we'd experiment with a material which was the original material, which is latex, which again is a forest material, a natural plastic actually. And in this latex chair, where we collaborated with Dead Lotus Couture, who are a rubber fashion manufacturer that work with Britney Spears and Madonna, we've made an inflatable S-chair where we're using air to create the comfort rather than foam. It's a bit kinky, but it kind of enhances the curves of the chair. So it's kind of nice because this chair gets a new version every year, and this is probably the most extreme one we've ever made.